ChatGPT is useless. There, I said it. Well, unless you integrate it into a full AI stack. On its own, using only ChatGPT is like hiring the smartest person you've ever met, then locking them in the room with no onboarding and no way to actually do anything. That's why in this video, I'm breaking down the 4-part AI stack that every company needs: the brain, the memory, the tools, and the automations that turn AI from a toy into a full employee. And if you stick with me, you'll not only see how the stack works, you'll be able to steal the exact framework I use for my clients to save them thousands of hours and dollars. Here's what I hear from founders all the time. They've bought 5 different AI tools, someone's experimenting with a chatbot as a weekend project, they launched an AI dashboard that no one's opened in the last 6 months, and it's not that AI doesn't work, it's that without a strategy, you end up with a lot of experiments and no return on investment. Trying to adopt AI without this stack is like building a house starting with the curtains. Looks nice, but you're missing the foundations. So here's the AI stack. Every working AI system has 4 layers: the brain, the memory, the tools, and the automations. Think of it like hiring an employee, where the brain is the intelligence, the memory is the experience, the tools are the equipment, and the automations are the systems that keep them productive. Leave any of those out, and you don't have an employee, you've got a liability. Starting with layer 1, the brain, that's the LLMs. This is ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Llama. That's the thinking part. It reasons, it writes, it summarizes, and all of that very quickly. But an LLM by itself is like the smartest intern you've ever hired who shows up with 0 context and doesn't remember anything. You want them to summarize some email? Sure, it's going to do a great job. But ask them to run a competitor analysis and it doesn't even know who you are. And sometimes, instead of saying, "I don't know," it just makes things up, which is why companies get burned when they try to drop ChatGPT straight into their business. Now picture this another way. An LLM is like a brilliant dinner party host. They can tell stories and they keep the table laughing, but when it's time to serve food, they have no idea what you like, so they just guess, serving you a random drink or mushroom even if you're allergic. Now, let's give our AI a memory. This is where your company's knowledge lives. The SOPs, the contracts, the compliance docs, the customer history. Technically, we're talking about vector databases and something called retrieval-augmented generation. Behind the scenes, it's stored in a special database that can be retrieved on demand and provided as a relevant context to the AI. But here's a simple version. It's like a private AI search engine just for your business. Without memory, AI is the sales rep who forgets the client's name on every single call. With memory, it's the rep who says, "Hey John, how's that new premium package working out?" Big difference. One marketing agency I worked with was spending 40 hours a week manually creating personalized Monday.com tasks for onboarding. After plugging their SOPs and previous onboarding tasks, the AI could create those in less than 30 seconds. That's not hype, that's real efficiency. But here's the catch. Memory's only as good as the data you feed it. If all you load is outdated SOPs, your AI becomes stale, like a friend who hasn't left the house in 3 years. That's where scraping comes in. Scraping keeps your AI memory fresh, pulling in competitor pricing, job posting, industry news. Think of it like giving your AI a daily newspaper. Now, the brain can think, the memory can recall, but neither can act. That's where tools come in. The APIs, the CRMs, the Stripe, Slack, spreadsheets, they give your AI hands. Let's say your AI drafts the perfect refund email. Without tools, it's just text on your screen. With the tools, it logs onto Stripe, it issues the refund, emails the customer, and it pings the accounting team on Slack. Imagine hiring an employee but never giving them a laptop or never giving them the access to anything. They'd sit at their desk thinking big thoughts and do absolutely nothing. Finally, the magic layer. Automations are where you tie it all together. Workflows in N8N, Make, Zapier, or AI agents acting independently. This is where your AI stack stops being a science project and starts running like a full-time employee, 24/7. A client's piracy detection used to take 3-4 hours of human browsing, verifying, copy-pasting, and submitting links. After automating it, in 1 hour, it collected 4 to 6 times more links, cost 75% less, and it scales without hiring or training. Would you pay $50K a year for someone to just copy-paste data? Exactly. Automation means you don't have to. It handles the grunt work so employees can do the real thinking. When you put these 4 layers together, you don't just use AI. You build an AI employee that thinks with the brain, that remembers with the memory, that acts with the tools, and that scales with the automation. That's when you start cutting costs, speeding up operations, and growing without more headcount. That's when you see the real ROI. So would you rather have a quick chatbot or a full stack AI system that quietly saves you hundreds of hours every month? If you want to find where to use AI strategically, check out my AI Opportunity Finder checklist. You can see it in the description below. Oh, and by the way, if you want to learn how to scrape the web and feed it into your AI, I put together a free guide for that too. Steal that as well. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and tell me in the comments, what's the most boring task in your business that you'd automate first? I'll automate the best ones in a future video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.